What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Explosive Wonder. For my second video today, if you haven't watched the first video, please at least watch the beginning. Please. And if you're into Marvel, you can watch the rest of the video. Like I said, this is my second video today because I'm so behind, like I said, in the previous video in the beginning. So that's really the reason why I want you to watch the beginning of that episode. So, yeah. And today I'm going to talk about all the new looks that's coming to the NHL this fall. And I forgot to mention the previous Winter Classic. No I didn't. Sorry. Coming to the NHL. I thought I missed the NHL Winter Classic and the NHL Series from this year, but I don't think I did. But if I did, please leave a comment in this comment section down below. And
what's that?
this fall, as the Explosive Wonder presents NHL JerseyWatch 2025 Summer Preview. This is my second JerseyWatch video, so watch the first, please go back and watch it. In this video, I'll go through every NHL team from Anaheim to Winnipeg. So without any further ado, let's get started. Anaheim Ducks. Fresh off the rebrand, the Ducks won. No changes. Oh, I can't stop thinking about their anniversary alternate and whether it will work as a general alternate today. It tweaks. But I know it doesn't work with their current color scheme, but I think that's the fun part. More teams should experiment with their alternate uniforms. Boston Bruins. The Bruins will head for Florida as the visiting team for the 2026 Stadium Series. It will be played at Raymond James Stadium. The Bruins have appeared many times outdoors, but this will be their first appearance in this will be their first appearance in the Stadium Series. So I can't wait to see a Fanatics approach of a futuristic Boston jersey. This event usually has flashy and trendy designs. We know the Bruins are keen to looking back. The Centennial Game uniform was such a huge hit, that they're bringing it back full time with a few tweaks alongside a white version. Other than that, no changes. For the Bruins and CCBC, a news channel, got access to the SBC factory to cover the tariffs that getting drunk. Trump, pressed against companies as they got a bugle of a never-before-seen Bruins uniform. This looks like their Centennial Game uniform. Jersey, but the sleeves doesn't match, nor does the shoulder patch. This is why I think the Bruins are getting a rebrand this season, which I already talked about in my previous video that they are having a rebrand. Super excited, can't wait to talk about it. Carolina Hurricanes. In March, they released a survey that asked fans which logos they released a survey they asked, and then they asked fans which logos they could put into their possible rebrand. And then asked fans to pick their favorite past logo and jersey designs. So whatever come of that? Well, the 18th Monday for the NHL for rebrand could mean the earliest we can see something is most likely this fall. That other than sorry, I'm getting lost here. Other than that, no changes for the Hurricanes. Colorado Avalanche. Kevin Weeks, an old goaltender for Tampa Bay, says that his sources had told him that the Avalanche will wear a throwback jersey for their 30th anniversary. But the current jerseys are inspired by their original look. So what else would they have to throw back to? Well, the franchise didn't begin in Denver, and it would not be the first time that they worn Nordique's jerseys, that second reverse retro, and that reverse retro was even on an outdoor stage at Lake Tahoe. The question is, will they do it again, but in the original colors? It seems too good to be true until Kevin Weeks posted a picture of a goaltender wearing a Nordique's jersey. That was sadly not related to NHL expansion. Other than that, no changes for the Avalanche, but I hope they have an anniversary patch like Anaheim did 2 years prior. But other than that, no changes for the Avalanche. Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets are celebrating their 25th anniversary in the NHL. Aesthetics says that they will have a patch on their jerseys. I would love for them to either update their jerseys or go back to their inaugural jerseys. Aesthetics says that he doesn't have any information about that one way or another on that right now. Other than that, no news for the Blue Jackets. Chicago Blackhawks. the Blackhawks will be celebrating their 100th anniversary, and aesthetics pointed out to me that the same tan outline around the primary logo released in March, and the 100th anniversary logo is the same tan that they used on their jerseys from the late 90s. And aesthetics had noted that just like Boston 2 years prior, the Blackhawks will have special home and away jerseys, not only scheduled for that are only scheduled for next year. So we'll see. So will we see the jerseys from the late 90s make a comeback? We'll have to wait and see. Dallas Stars. I heard that the Stars will probably drop their black neon alternate jersey. And Aesthetics says that it will take 2 to 3 years to get a replacement jersey or uniform. Other than that, no changes for the Stars. I really wish they would drop it because that's one of my least favorite Adidas/Fanatics jerseys of all time. Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings will jersey. The Red Wings are celebrating their 100th anniversary. You think that the Red Wings will have at least an anniversary logo. But when it comes to Detroit branding, I learned not to hold my breath, because Detroit is one of those teams that don't take a lot of risks. But I really hope they do release something this fall. Maybe a throwback jersey, but I will try not to be disappointed if they don't release anything. Other than that, no changes for the Red Wings. Edmonton Oilers. As usual, Tom Gazzola is all about Edmonton Oilers uniform coverage. Not just about announcing a new alternate jersey, but he also said that it will create a buzz. And he also said this on the 31st edition of the Edmonton Oilers stream podcast. I saw it and I was like, whoa, the original colors, but a totally new look for the Oilers. And he said that most Oilers fans would like it. If you want to know more, the hosts of the show spent about 8 minutes talking about this new alternate jersey. Original colors, what could that mean? It could be the return of copper and red, or a darker shade of orange, but we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, no news for the Oilers. Florida Panthers. The Panthers are heading to the Winter Classic as host of the New York Rangers at Lone Depot Park, home of the 2 series champions, Miami Marlins. Speaking of the Winter Classic, I will review the primary logo that was released by the NHL itself for the event. Based off of the pictures from the Facebook account, look aside, it seems like the Panthers are going back to the 1990s with one of their Leaping Cat jerseys. But I'm not sure which one. I think it's the away jersey, which would be considered their home jersey now because they are hosting after all. Aesthetics says that the texturing in the bottom of the stripes would be hard to replicate, but he said it can be done. Other than that, no changes for the Panthers. And I don't think that Facebook account is very accurate, so I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Los Angeles Kings. Like the Ducks, the Kings also did a rebrand last summer. And I really like it, by the way. No changes are expected. But I would agree with aesthetics that a new alternate jersey would be nice, especially with a touch of purple. Like some people saw in the late 90s. Because I'm not a 90s kid. Minnesota Wild. The Wild will celebrate their 25th anniversary. And aesthetic sources say that it will replicate their original look from the 2000s. And he is not sure if the 78 alternate jersey will return. Next fall, but he's supposed not, however. I would like them to have a shoulder patch at least on their jerseys. Other than that, no changes for the Wild. New York Islanders. The Islanders will have no changes this year yet, but aesthetics and myself both think that the Islanders should have a new alternate jersey in the works. And aesthetics says that the Islanders haven't had an alternate until the previous alternate got dropped. I think that was in 2024. And I think it would be nice to have the original Fisherman jersey. I know the Islanders fans didn't like this jersey at the time at all, but I think that Fanatics would do a great job placing it, just like Adidas has done in the past. And most of the people who work at Fanatics are people who worked at Adidas, and they would do a great job representing the RCAF jersey in Winnipeg. So I can't imagine them not allowed to do the Islanders as well. But this time with the Fisherman jersey in mind. And when I mean the Fisherman jersey, I don't mean the second reverse retro. I mean the one that came from 1995 until 1996. New York Rangers. Other than that, no changes for the Islanders. New York Rangers. Facing the Panthers in the next Stadium Series is the New York Rangers. And that's not the only reason for celebration for the Rangers. The Rangers will also be celebrating their 100th anniversary, along with Chicago and Detroit. But nothing on what they would plan to wear for their centennial season. And if the alternate returns, which I suspect it will, the Rangers will have 5 different jerseys for this season. Their home and away jerseys, alongside the alternate and the anniversary jersey and their and their Stadium Series jersey. Winter Classic jersey. And speaking of Winter Classic jersey, a picture was posted for the Winter Classic in January, showing a Winter Classic logo and 2 other logos. One for the Panthers, which I already talked about, in the Panthers segment, and another for the Rangers. It looks like the Rangers logo from 1926 to 1941, but the shade of blue was off, so I'm wondering if they're going for that jersey but with their Shield logo from those years on it, with the shade of the blue of the 60s. Are they doing a 2012 jersey, but this time in royal blue? Or are they doing something else entirely? We'll have to wait and see. Ottawa Senators. You might remember during their Spring Makers Summit, President Sue Leder told fans that a new alternate jersey was on the way, but couldn't clarify if it was last season or the year after. It looks like we have our answer, because in early August, a Reddit user posted a photo of a hockey player in a never-before-seen Senators jersey at Maple Tire Center, home of the Ottawa Senators. And the Senators were doing screenings at the time. And these screenings are to make sure that the jersey looks good on national TV during game action. And maybe this jersey is the new alternate jersey, or maybe it's one of many jersey designs that were tested. We'll have to wait and see. Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins will work on an alternate jersey. They already promised it to fans via ticket holders, which is unexpected because I think it's too early to hold ticket holders, because the season not yet started. But if the schedule is already up and shown to the public, which I believe it is, then it's a great time. It's a great time to. Anyway, on their Instagram account, they asked fans what retro jersey they would like the best. And with 90s fans having the jersey buying power, could we see the Lobo Penguin return? We'll have to wait and see. Seattle Kraken. Aesthetics has been running a third jersey for 3 seasons in a row. Season 1, it got delayed because they didn't want competition for their new home and away jerseys. For Season 2, the reverse retro came out, so they didn't want to have to compete with that. Season 3 was the launch of their Winter Classic jersey, which was a big hit. And Season 4 was the launch of Fanatics, which was another reason to hold off on making an alternate jersey. But now they are ready. And aesthetic sources have said that it will borrow a specific element from the second reverse retro Las Vegas Golden Knights jersey. We'll have to wait and see on that. I didn't like the second reverse retro jersey from the Vegas Golden Knights. I feel like it was very low effort, so I probably won't like this jersey either. But we'll have to wait and see. There was, at one point, making the shoulder patch the primary logo of the jersey, but I think that was scrapped in favor of this new design that they're going for. Fly. But we'll have to wait and see. Tampa Bay Lightning. No changes for the Tampa Bay Lightning, although I would like them to go back to the early 2000s because their jerseys right now almost replicate the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. Same thing with the Stars. I think the Stars could go back to their 1995 design because they almost look identical to the Chicago Blackhawks. Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs will have no changes, but aesthetics would love for the second reverse retro to come back. Me? I don't think so. I would love, however, for them to come back with the 2012 Winter Classic design, which I thought was a really big hit. Okay, Utah Hockey Club. No changes for Utah. They did release their branding this summer, which I'll talk about in an upcoming video, but other than that, no changes for Utah. Vancouver Canucks. No changes for the Canucks, but aesthetics wants a white version of the skate jersey. And many fans wonder if the skates would be good as primary uniforms once again. I don't dislike the Orca as much as some people dislike the Orca, but I think I like the Orca more than the skate design, so I'm pretty happy with what they already have. I would like to see a touch more green in their branding, But other than that, no changes for no changes for the Canucks. Vegas Golden Knights. The Golden Knights will have no changes this year. But Aesthetics said it would be nice to see an alternate jersey with an alternate logo. And I quite agree. Other than that, no changes for Vegas. Washington Capitals. The second reverse retro may come back as an alternate, and it was announced by the Instagram user BTW Hockey. And you might be asking, well, who is that? That is someone, he or she is someone with a very limited track record that I can't pin down either. But other than that, no changes for Washington. However, I would like a hybrid logo between what they have now and what they had in the 1970s. Buffalo Sabres. How could I forget this team? No changes for Buffalo. Although Aesthetics would like a white version of the alternate jersey, which is the goat head. I know it doesn't look like a goat. You'll probably disagree with me in the comments on that one, but it's just what it's called when the jersey was released. So I'm calling it that. Other than that, no changes for Buffalo. Calgary Flames. No changes for the Flames either. Their retro style will get its 5th season in action. And Blasty as an alternate is even better. Nashville Predators. The Predators haven't had an alternate for 14 years. And Aesthetics and myself would like a new alternate. For myself, I would like them to go back to the 1990s with blue as the primary color, but yellow as a secondary color. I think yellow really works for them. Winnipeg, other than that, no changes for Nashville Predators. Winnipeg Jets. Finally, we got it to the end of the NHL alphabet. I had to take a detour because the teams I missed. But the home and away jerseys will remain the same. And so will their alternate. But many people have been wanting their alternate to go to full-time home. I think this would be a great option for the Jets. Their jerseys right now are kind of based off of the RCAF Flyers. So if they had a separate team called the RCAF Flyers instead of 2 more teams that I forgot to mention, then I feel like it would be fine, but yeah, I would like change for the Jets. Other than that, no news for Winnipeg. And that's it. I will talk about Pittsburgh and Philadelphia later on because I've missed them. But don't forget to like the video. Hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you for sticking with me. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Kapow!